Right, the other thing that I wanted to mention, guys, is that this bait is far from just maize meal or cornmeal and semolina. It is far, far more than just that. There is absolutely all sorts going on in that small thing. All sorts. It's took years and years of making them to finally suss baits that are accepted by fish straight away, rather than, I mean, you can make some bait on, and like say Rother Valley, when I'm fishing Rother Valley, we never ever had fish until the second night. Now, it weren't until I started talking to people and got about having bait that I learned that that was happening to more than just us who were having our bait. The bites were coming in the second night. Why was that, do you think? Because there was too much flavour in them. So if you go somewhere with a bait that I've just told you to make and you're not having text while the second night, then I can guarantee you now there is too much flavour in it. And the carp deterrents, not carp attractors, when they're like that, it will take you a while to get used to it. But in this, there's all sorts. There's 3 types of nut: coconut, there's milk protein. I've just given you a basic mix what I started out with it with the maize meal and semolina and the mainline flavours, and I caught on it. So you will catch on it as well, and you'll probably use that bait for a long time, because we used it for a long time. The big comment out of Rother Valley on cornmeal and semolina. The big common at Treaton come out on this mix, and that fish didn't come on bank very much, which tells me a lot of things. That mix had bloodworm in it as well, so the bloodworms are a massive thing towards catching that big common, because its mouth, like, it was covered in silt, so inside its mouth, so it had been sifting through silt for bloodworm. I'd brought bloodworm in that day on an up when I winded in. So they're the baits I've just rolled. But what I'm saying to you is, look, research into, watch people like Mark Holmes, Gary Bays. Don't be listening to, I mean, I'm doing this, but don't be listening just to me. Listen to people that have been doing it for a long time. Don't be listening to you've got to use just Nash stuff, or you've got to use Shimano stuff just because they're sponsored by Shimano. Or I use mainline ones because the mainline ones are the most concentrated, which gives me the best for my buck, bang for my buck. That's all it is. I just get more bait out of it because it's stronger smelling. But you will catch on it without sweethead. But the thing is if you use it without sweethead, I can guarantee your catch rate will not be as much as if you had sweethead to it, because it levels the flavours out. It's without it, it's bitter. Someone was saying that they were using it without sweethead and they were still catching on it. You will still catch on it, but I am telling you now, honestly, it's too strong. It's too strong a flavour. You might catch on it. You might, just depends. Like, if a fish is hungry, it's going to take out anything. But that is the mix I've got here. It's far more. Take my word for it. It's far more than just maize flour and semolina. There's all sorts in it, absolutely all sorts. So what you'll have to do is you'll just have to research what's good for fish. Like I've been doing it for years, researching a lot in koi trade. If you can find a pellet that somewhere like Trent View are doing, which is just an halibut pellet. Look at them fish in there. So if you add powdered halibut pellet to your mix, and you've also got the maize meal and semolina, take my word for it, I don't care who comments and says that ain't a good food value. It's a good food value. But in winter, I wouldn't use halibut pellet. It's too oily. You see, it's got nuts in it, but very soon them nuts will be cut down and it will be replaced with birdseed through winter and more milk, because the feeding the carp in winter aren't wanting food. Yeah, I'm talking here about December, January, February. They're not wanting food. They're wanting a snack. They're not hungry. They're just you might get them hungry on places like Langworth, but the fish I fish for mainly, they're just, if you don't put a bait bang on the edge, you ain't gonna catch it on them type of waters like River Valley and places like that. They're just sitting up. That's why they're always covered in leeches when you catch them. And at the minute, that's all I'm heading to now is winter baits. And it's the reason I'm stopping selling for a bit, because I'm wanting to look more into better baits, better fibre baits. No food process, eye attraction, like the one that I've just shown you how to roll. Great eye attraction bait. Give it a try, I'm telling you now, you will not be disappointed. And take my word for it, there's good food value in it, no matter what anyone says.